Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Matt Shad, and this is another episode of the Zoot Report, Sunroof Edition. Yeah, let's go. Oh man, it is a beautiful day here in Northeast Ohio. Beautiful morning. It is currently 65 degrees. Bright sunny skies. But the bottom's about to fall out. It's about to drop. It's about to drop. Hellfire and damnation upon our heads. No, it's just gonna rain. It might be a thunderstorm. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So what's been going on for the past 3 days? I don't know. Just work. I mean, just work. So I don't know. I don't know if the work ethic of the world has changed. I've been told that, and I kind of see it. I think we all see it after the COVIDs. It just gave everybody a different vibe about work. It's like, I don't want to go to work. I don't have to go to, I have to stay in and self-quarantine. You know, it was like, people were like, yay! I'm confined to my quarters. I don't have to go to work. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. Work sucks so bad that people welcomed a seemingly, pandemic to lock them in their houses and be like, wow, this is great. I get a stay-in vacation. Well, I'm not getting paid for it. No. I'm not getting paid for it. No, I'm not getting paid. I'm losing money, and I'm going to owe money, and for stuff like rent, but damn, I get a vacation. Yeah, a lot of it wasn't paid. I don't know. Yeah, if you're lucky, you got the paid day off. But come on, we all know how they work. They assign these sick days that we accrue, and these PTO days, and all this shit, it's like, all right. You'll have to burn through those first, and then you can, get some free days, maybe, or they start deducting shit from you. I don't know. It's, corporation is weird, but yeah, work is work. A lot of people just said, oh, this is nice. I like living at home. I like, everybody was given the option. Can you work at home? Yes. Absolutely. I've been screaming this for years. Isolate, contain, and destroy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but I did. Isolate, isolate, isolate. Contain, contain, contain. Right. I think the people that are hurt the most by it were kids. I really do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, our school system is trash. It is an indoctrination camp. And COVID, it really was an indoctrination camp. It really was. And it was detrimental to their livelihood, to their health, and to their development, right, as people, as young adults. But kids need interaction. Kids need to learn conflict resolution. Kids need to learn how to do critical thinking, develop critical thinking skills, stuff like that. They do that in public schools. Even though it's trash, even though they're not learning anything, really. I mean, that they are learning that because there's so many, kids, and it also makes lifelong memories, and friends for life. Like, hey, what's up, kindergarten friend? You know? But I'd say homeschooling is the way to go. Homeschooling your kids because you get to decide what they learn, right? And what they don't learn. Right? You don't want your 9-year-old boy learning about transgender studies or how to do fellatio on a man. You know, no, you don't want your kid learning that shit. That's what they were teaching in the fucking schools. With illustrated books. Yeah. And then when the PTO meetings happened and those parents got up there and said, hey, you know, you're teaching my kid, and started reading from the books. Like, no, that's pornographic material. Yeah, it's in the fucking school. I figured it's okay in the school, it's okay to read here, right? My kid's reading it. They threw him in jail. Those kids in jail. Or they threw those parents in jail. See how that works? Rules for thee, but not for me. We will teach your kids to be radical subversiveness. Subversives. Whatever. Anyway. Trying to do my villain speak. We have ways of making you talk. Open the gate! Close the gate! I don't even. Anyway. Feeling some type of way here. Scatterbrain. Squirrel. They isolated us. They isolated our kids. Our kids had to go to school with a mask on their face all damn day, doing irreparable damage to them. They were encouraged not to. They were encouraged to distance, social distancing. What the fuck is that? You ever heard of some shit like that? Never. Social and why am I talking about this? You see the ramifications of this to this day. You're seeing young adults that don't want to make eye contact with you, that don't want to work because they believe it's still pandemic time. Everyone was encouraged to, not work. Hey, let's shut down the economy. That's a great idea. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a great idea. But, they've tried this many times. They have. I mean, what was it called? The fucking whooping cough, the bubonic plague, the fucking polio. There's so many pandemics. What was the typhoid? Yeah, typhoid, consumption. I mean, there's so many that everybody just lost their freaking minds, man. The whole economy shut down. It was crazy. People had no clue how to act, and it holds to this day. They don't learn. That isolation, that feeling of that clinical doom. Yeah, it's clinical doom, where you're just like, well, we've been told that we have to wear this mask all the time, and there's social distancing. We'll be fine, but we don't know. Everybody's got to get the jab. If everybody doesn't get the jab, then it doesn't work. One person doesn't get the jab, then we got to make everybody get the jab. Got to make everybody wear a mask. I'm wearing my mask. I got my jabs. I'm social distancing. I'm isolating. Okay. When's this going to end? It's not going to end, is it? No. Clinical doom. Stay in your PPE and your hazmat gear forever. Sleep in it, swim in it, skydive in it, have sex in it, get in fights with it, fight fires in it. I mean, drive alone in your cars in it. Wear your PPE at all times. Meanwhile, they threw us a freaking bone, Mr. Ouchie Fauci, literally a Dr. Mengele. I mean, this guy has done the most grotesque experiments on animals and humans, mostly animals. Yeah, all in the name of science. Guy's an absolute monster. And they threw him on, I don't know, they wheel him out, and he's retired or some shit. I don't know what the fuck, right? The dude's like 200 years old. They wheel him out and put him on trial, and all he does is say, "Fifth, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth." And we're supposed to, just say, "Oh, okay. Well, there's our sacrificial lamb. He's the one responsible." Really? I mean, it goes deep. It's a worldwide thing. It's a who did it? Who did it? I'm telling you exactly who did it. Who did it? Right? And convince the world governments to do it. Who did it, you ask? I tell you who did it. Who did it? Who? Right? And it's funny how that's the owl, right? The owl. They always got to throw in some kind of symbolism. And so the COVIDs, it ushered in. There's a lot of other things too. That that the who did it? Who? Klaus, right? They made a pact with a majority of the world, a lot of the world, United States included. Whereas, if a pandemic happens, I can't get away from it. Pandemic happens, that they can take charge of everything in a country. Yeah. Stand by, I gotta drive. Hit this off ramp, like, what the fuck? Let's go. Def Race 5000 out here. Anyway. They have made a pact with many countries, Europe, Australia, most of the Western world. Whereas, if a pandemic happens, say it's a zombie outbreak, or just the common cold that they've manufactured to be more lethal, then they have the power, like He-Man and shit. We have the power. Right? To be able to lock down, literally, take control of the military, use the military to lock down the populace, to inoculate all of the populace, to quarantine everyone, to initiate disposal protocols. Yeah, you know what that means. Everybody's talking about FEMA camp. It's above and beyond that. It's welcome to your 15-minute city. Welcome to your 5-minute city. Welcome to your no city. You stay in your apartment and you wait for further orders. You wait for food. You wait for somebody to come by and check on you. or you do it on your device, because that ushers in the techno-autocracy. Hey, we can't have any kind of human contact, so why don't we just do a doctor video call every day, mandatory, at 6 a.m., at 12 p.m., or 6 a.m. at lunchtime, and then say bedtime is 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. Yeah, we'll let you go to bed. Huh? Yeah. I mean, they've already done this shit. Europe did it. Australia did it. They had literally camps where people were locked in because they did not want to take the jab. They somehow tested positive for COVIDs, and so they had to live in these little camps, against their will. I mean, that shit was done. And we were like, okay, yeah, everybody's all, the fear was there. The fear was near. And we allowed it to happen. We allowed our fellow Americans, our fellow human beings, to be subjugated to medical tyranny. And really, I mean, medical tyranny and experiments on a large scale. By the way, they're still gathering intel about this. There are people that are just dying, getting sick, have been sick for quite some time, for 5-6 years now, have been sick, and they're like, okay, yeah, well, yeah, we're just watching this, checking out the numbers, checking out a percentage of people that, okay, you had this jab, you had X amount of jabs, wow, you've got Hashimoto, wow, you got the Legionnaires, wow, you got all these like long dead fucking diseases and things that we eradicated back in the 1900s. All right, that's great. So let's go ahead and take that, store that away somewhere so we can work on that for future reference, future dates. It's something that they can, work, something that should not be, that was eradicated a long time ago because of herd mentality or, whatever the case may be, has been dormant for some time. They now have the ability to wake it up in mass and use it upon us again. And they're studying us. They're studying the effects. They're studying. So every time you go to your medical doctor, every time you go to the clinic, hey, I got a cough. They always ask you these questions. Did you take the COVID shot? Which one did you take? Did you take the Pfizer? Did you take the Moderna? Did you take this? Right? And it goes in a little chart, right? They file that away for future reference. Oh, you didn't take it, but did you have COVID? Oh, you did, but you didn't want to take the vaccine. You didn't want to take the treatment. Well, you're fine now. You just got a little cough. Okay, good. Very good. Good to know. Yeah. Very good. They file that away. All right. Well, this person's affected. They had the initial raw COVIDs, that was released into the world, and everybody else, well, they're sick and dying, or affected in some way. There were a lot of things they just gave placebos, or there's a lot of them that just gave an actual just inoculation, like it was the actual dead virus that they, what you're supposed to do, which has been around for some time. But all the new stuff, the MDNRA stuff, mNRA, right? The DNA sequencing changing stuff. Yeah, there's still morticians that are still finding bodies full of weird things in them, weird growth. yet they silence them. I mean, but they're still studying all this crap. Still. But hey, life is normal, right? Business as usual. We're okay. We survived the big COVIDs 2020. 2020. Lucky number 4. We survived that. And we're stronger now. I hope that we're smarter and we learned our lesson. And hey, wait a minute, we don't need another pandemic, do we? But yes, we're constantly trying to develop the new pandemic. Trying. The problem with pandemics is they can have the contagion stage and virility stage, where basically the how transmissible can we make it, and how lethal can we make it. And what happens is they can get that pretty high numbers, but then it eventually starts to die out as it makes its way through the populace. Because all things that have been manufactured, engineered on that molecular level, they have a short lifespan. They just do. There's nothing they can really do about it. There's no superbug that will wipe out all of mankind, because eventually mankind will become immune to it. Our immune system is amazing. It is. It's absolutely amazing. That herd mentality is real. It is real. But one would argue that they're slowly but surely making us weaker, and you can see it through our food, through our living conditions, through the air, through our water, how things weaken us. And you got to pay big money, I do at least, to try to combat that. It's crazy, but yeah, everything is trying to take your vital essence. Everything you eat, everything you buy to eat and drink in a store is engineered to make you a little less weak, a little less stronger against the next pandemic. So, yeah, you wonder why there's so many morbidly obese people in the world. And they have constant freaking health problems. Constant. I mean, I have seen some very healthy fat folks. I've got a bit of a stomach myself. It's growing. I don't like it. But I haven't been a doctor in years. Absolute years. So yeah, they are literally studying the effects that happened in 2020. And they're doing it clandestinely. They have who you ask has access to all our medical records. The governments give it to them freely. Like, here you go. Yeah, you're doing a study. This will benefit the world. This will save so many lives. And meanwhile, they silence everyone that is of opposition. Anyone that actually has, like, you know, lots of experience in bugs, right? In bugs and parasites and DNA sequencing and contagious disease and things of that nature. They silence them. And it's funny how some people just like self-delete for no reason, or they get on an airplane and the airplane crashes for no reason. And it's key personnel, right? So yeah, we're ripe for the next pandemic. We are definitely ripe for the next pandemic. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I would say it's going to happen after this administration is gone. You know, so now we got war, we need pestilence, right? 4 horsemen, right? All right, bro, get in where you fit in. I'm mad at you. Go ahead. All right, get in between me and a big truck. All right, back off. But I'm curious to see how this next pandemic plays out. Did we learn the lessons as a society? I mean, you still see people wearing masks. I mean, I guess you're always going to be. There always were people that wore masks, right? They always did. And some people absolutely need to wear it, you know, because the air quality is bad. They got bad lungs. But, you know, that's on the rise. That's been on the rise for like 5-6 years now. Lung problems, difficulties, breathing. I feel it myself. Of course, I smoke. But, I don't know. I enjoy smoking. It's just I see where we're ripe for the next one, and I know that they're trying to study the effects of the last one. So to make a better pandemic, you know, and the pandemic is it doesn't have to be absolutely lethal and contagious. I mean, it would help. Of course, they can't get over that hump. They can't get over that threshold. It's a short-lived thing. I mean, they need millions of people to die. Millions. Like, in your face, on TV. And so if they could manufacture that, right? Oh my God, everybody's dying because of this. You know? And it's funny how during the COVID, you could have fell down the stairs and broke your neck, and on your death report, it would say you died of COVID. You're like, huh? How's that possible? What? You just sudden case of COVID and fell down the stairs, broke his neck. Okay, gunshot wounds, died of COVID. I just find it fascinating that they have literally, and those people are still there, by the way. That corrupted system in our medical, in our governments, you know, in our agencies, they're still there. Didn't nobody drain the swamp. They hid under their rock, or they're insulated to the point where you can't touch them, untouchable. And they're just standing by, or they've named their successor. Do you know who's in charge of the WHO now? He's been on trial by acts. Tedros. He was a fucking an African warlord who has genocide under his belt. Literally. Genocide. He's done that shit. Alright. Yeah, coming through here, buddy. It's a known fact that he killed a lot of people. Either by either by war with his army, or yes, he used biological weapons and then studied his effects, and published them with the WHO. And now that's why he is Mr. El Presidente of the WHO. Klaus has stepped down. Tried to name his daughter, I guess you can call her daughter, or his son, I don't know. But yeah, for now, Tedros, the warlord, he's the one in charge. And think about that. He's in charge of all the Western world when the next pandemic comes. Like, he is in charge of what happens. The quarantines, the lockdowns, the inoculations, the destruction. Yes, all that. Everything he can do to eradicate the contagion. And it's okay, right? Everything's okay. Everything is okay right now. We survived the last one. We don't have to worry about the next one, do we? Oh yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah. And they've done a lot of research from the last one, so this one ought to be a good one. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me today on this Zoot Report. Just a little discussion. A little what if discussion. I am not a medical doctor, nor am I giving medical advice. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. Until next time, Skull.